Good to see that red come out of there. You know it's pretty inside. So my only regret with these Manzanita burls is that when I'm done, they're often much darker than I had hoped. The inside of these are very bright red, but after taking the charcoal off the outside, they look pretty nice. But after I get a finish on them, they're always darker than I expect. And I guess that dark charcoal effect goes deeper than you realize. So if you're doing one of these, my one suggestion is take off more than you think you need to get more of that bright Manzanita look that the wood naturally has. You can see in the very last picture that I have of this, the inside's very bright, and I kind of wish the outside matched that brightness. I didn't show the mixing of the epoxy. What I used was a red, and I blended it in pretty well too. It was kind of a light pinkish red, and then I threw some black powder on top, and I just did a real cursory mixing of it. I didn't really want it mixed in to change the color too much. I wanted kind of a dual effect of colors, which is what you can see right there. And it gave me exactly what I wanted. When it came off, it had some different colors in it, sort of matched the Manzanita color. Again, they were both pretty dark, but in the end, I think it turned out pretty nice. There we go. Too aggressive tip, it was chipping it off. I had to go with a bevel. See if that will help it out. Yeah, here's the bevel. The other one was too aggressive. here is it all sanded off. Let's just clean it up a little bit. All right, so I've got this piece that I want to put a finish on. I'm going to use an epoxy finish inside and out. Just going to coat the whole thing. Forgot my drip tray. That would not have been good. Well, I'll bring you guys back when I'm closer to finishing or maybe the next coat. So I'm sanding back the epoxy. I got a lot of little pits and voids. I think I need to get it down to get those smoothed out before I apply a second coat. All right, it's time for that second coat of epoxy. Let's see if that goes well or not. So that first coat of epoxy I put on, I used a stiff bristle brush. It worked just fine. Unfortunately, it got ruined after I used the epoxy, so I had these foam brushes and I thought I'd give them a try. I don't recommend using foam brushes at all. They're not stiff enough to apply the epoxy and to spread it, and they seem to leave foamy bubbles behind. So after I got going, I switched it here pretty quickly back to another brush that I had of the stiff bristle type, and I do recommend a cheap stiff bristle brush when you're doing this. So after applying your epoxy, you can expect to spend about 30 minutes of bubble popping and respreading and touch up as you're going through this before it finally sets up hard enough to leave it alone, and hopefully it does a good job. I did apply 2 coats and I could use 3, but it turned out fine, as you can see right here.